Hello and welcome to another video from Dazatron's Diorama Llama. It's great to have you here. Thanks for tuning in as always. And if you're new to the channel, you are most welcome. This is what I make these videos for, is to, help people like yourselves who might be beginners with the whole diorama thing, or you might just be interested in getting some ideas on how to, I suppose, make your displays a bit more interesting. So that's what I try and do here. And yeah, do please leave comments and ideas about what I can do next. So this video is a little bit different. If you've used to the channel and you've been here a while, you'll notice most of my makes are using styrofoam. That is the material I like to use. But in this one, yeah, I just want to do something different. I'd been looking at my Marvel UK Transformer comics, and I've been kind of pondering for a while on how I can use those within a display. So that's what we've got here. So I stumbled across some origami videos, believe it or not, on how to make these pyramids, and I thought, yeah, how great to kind of turn the kind of 2D comic book artwork into a 3D form and then use that in some way. So yeah, hopefully you'll like this. A little bit different, but hopefully it will spark some ideas for yourselves. So yeah, stay tuned and I'll show you how to go about this. Really easy make. So if you haven't got a lot of equipment about, yeah, you should be quite easy to find resources off the internet, even if you don't own any of the comics yourselves, or if you've got access to a photocopier. Obviously, you could also photocopy some of those pieces of work and use them within this make. So to make the pyramid, I'm just going to show you using two colours of paper, just because it's easier to see what I'm doing. Whereas if I showed you with the paper with the graphics on, or the comic book paper, it's quite hard to kind of work out where I'm folding and where I'm not folded. So it won't obviously look like what I'm holding here, but at least it should give you an idea of how to actually go about making one of these. So I've been using, hopefully he doesn't mind, the artwork of Jeff Senior. So I've just found some examples of his work. He was one of the key artists for the Marvel UK Transformers comic. Outstanding art, really amazing stuff. Also co-created, if I remember right, for the character Deathhead. So yeah, so really, really cool. I'm hoping to go and see him actually soon. He's appearing with Simon Furman at Transformers UK Con. So it's the first event from Transformers UK. So a shout out to Luke Gardner and Paul Farrelly, who, if you are interested in going, I know tickets are £35, and if you join the TF UK Facebook group, you'll be able to get in touch with either Luke or Paul and purchase your tickets from them. So I know there's going to be a few YouTubers there as well. So yeah, so it'd be really great just to meet up with fellow collectors in person, as I've only really been in touch with people on Discord or Facebook. So yeah, really looking forward to that. So yeah, hopefully I'll be meeting Jeff Senior in the flesh, which would be fantastic. So this is a little bit of a homage to him. Yeah, so hopefully you like the display. So anyway, let's crack on. So you will need two pieces of paper, or ideally comic book artwork. Find what you want and use it. Obviously cut them to the same size, so they do need to be exactly square, so do make sure you do that. What size paper you use is really up to you. Obviously the larger the square, the larger the pyramid will be, and I think it works having actually an assortment of sizes for this. So I'm going to start with the white paper first of all, just so you can see what I'm doing. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to fold your square in half. And I think what I'll do, I'm sure, oh you can see the fold quite well on here. So the next thing you need to do is you're going to take your left hand, so it's the left hand corner as you face the paper, and you're going to bring that corner up so it's in line with the fold that you've just made. So I don't know how well you can see that on the screen, so it's making sure that corner is on the fold. And then when you can see this part, so when you've got that corner as well, then just gently crease that. And then for this bit, much easier, so you just take this point now, or this corner, and you bring it so it comes in line with the point of this paper here. So the two corners are basically lining up. So I'm going to fold that up, line up both corners, and then make a second fold there. Okay, so we've got this shape now. So I'm going to turn that around, and I'm going to take this left hand corner again, and what I want is this edge here to come in line with this edge here. So I'm just moving that up as far as it would go, and of course it will only go so far because you've also got this flap here. So we're just kind of folding that over, and again make yourself a crease. And then we're going to take this right hand corner here and do the same again, so it comes in line, so it's this edge here in line with this kind of diagonal edge. And then what you'll see, actually, if I just put this bit of green paper here, you've created this kind of V shape in the middle, so that's what you're looking for. So we've got a diamond with that kind of V in the middle there. Okay, so what we need to do next is we're going to make a second one of those. So I'm going to take the green paper this time, and it will make sense why I've used two coloured papers a little bit later on. So I'm just going to make sure that's lined up. So give that a fold, exactly the same again. I'm going to take the left hand corner and bring it up to the mid line, and we just want to get that to line up. Here we go, and give that a fold. And we're taking the right corner, bringing that up to the middle, and fold it again. So we've got that kind of diamond shape there. We're going to turn it around, and exactly the same as we did before. So bottom left corner, and this side we want to line up with that diagonal there. So give it a fold, and then this bottom right hand corner, bring it up again as far as it will go, and give it a fold again. And of course you've got that V shape that we were talking about. So I've got two of these now. Of course what we're doing here is something called origami. I'm sure you've heard of that. It's an ancient kind of Japanese technique of folding paper, not cutting paper. So it's quite, I don't know, it's quite apt that we're doing a Japanese method for a toy line that was originally Japanese, of course. So what I'm going to do now, I've got my two diamonds. I'm going to open these up. I'm going to open both of them up. So basically the reason for creating these kind of folds and these shapes is so that we've got these creases in the right place. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold up one corner. So you can see we've got both corners there. We're just going to fold up the left hand corner on this one, and then we're going to fold over the top right hand corner. So we've got like this big kind of triangle flap over this smaller flap. So it's like that. So that's the shape that we need. Okay, so we've got one triangle this side, and then we've got this kind of, I suppose, four-sided shape here. And at this bit in the middle here, we just want to fold that. So I'm just taking this point here, and I want it to meet that point there. So I'm just going to fold that over, so both points meet, and I'm just going to make a new crease there. Okay, So you can see now we've got kind of 3 triangles there, and that's going to help us when we come to make the pyramid. And then again, we've got this kind of 4-sided flap at the end there. So we're going to do similar on this side, but we're going to go the opposite way. So the smaller flap this time is going to be on the right hand side, and I just need to finish creasing that there. And then the larger flap at the top again, if I fold that over, you can see we haven't got this crease here, so we just need to kind of add that to it. So I'm just folding down that top flap using the fold that's already there, and then I'm just kind of move my finger along there to kind of finish that crease. So you can see it's exactly the same as this one, but it's just kind of a mirror image. So what we're looking for is we want the 4-edged shape here, okay, to be on the right hand side. So I'm going to take the triangular flap on the other piece, and I just want to slot that into there. So you can see we've got this kind of pocket here. So if I fold that up there, you can see then we've got this kind of pocket shape. So that triangle kind of slides in there perfectly, okay? So you're fitting that inside the pocket, and then what you're left with here is then this, again, this kind of 4-sided shape. But you can also see there's another little pocket here on this one. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this 4-sided shape and push it into that pocket there. So I'm going to fold that up, both sides, and push that one into that one. Yeah, you see that there? And you can see we're starting to form this kind of pyramid shape now. I'm going to take this 3rd triangle shape here, and I want to fold that up. And that leaves us then with this 4th triangle, and we've got this other little kind of flap again, which is this kind of 4-sided shape. So that now I've folded all these sides up, we've got to slot into there. So if we push that in here, and you can see then we end up with this pyramid. Okay, so I'm just going to do that again, just because that bit's the kind of the tricky bit. So we've got these 2 shapes, mirror image of each other. We're taking the one triangle from the one shape, and we need to make sure the shape with the pocket has got the 4-sided flap on the right hand side, okay, as I'm looking at it. So triangle goes into here, this pocket here, we've got this kind of 4-sided shape, and then that's going to go into this little pocket here. So I'm just going to fold that up. We're folding up the 3rd triangle, folding over the 4th triangle, and that leaves us this kind of little flap that will then go in between, and that gives us this shape here. Now, depending on how kind of tight your folds are will determine if this starts to kind of slip open a little bit. You can see this one is here. I think that's mainly because I'm using paper and card together, so it doesn't work as well. But you will find even with your paper versions, they don't always hold in place. So it's a good idea to use some double-sided sticky tape, and then just take a little section, cut off a couple of little pieces like that, and whichever bit's kind of, you know, it's not quite pushing in as it should be, if we just put one of these pieces along the edge here, just really kind of push that in place, and I'm going to do the same but on the inside here. So again, as close to the edge as we possibly can. So I've got one on this side, one on this side. I'm just going to peel away the kind of backing paper, and this is where you have to be quite careful now, because you don't want it to stick in a place where you don't want it. So I'm just kind of pushing things in as far as they would go. Fold that down on that one side, and then while there's a bit of a gap there, again I'm going to push that in as far as it will go, and then you just kind of want to just kind of squeeze that together a little bit on both sides, just to kind of hold that in place. And you can see now we've got pretty much a perfect pyramid. So the only thing missing off this one, of course, is the comic book artwork. So it's just up to you how many you want to make, and obviously I'll show you the next step in the next part of the video. So this is just a quick recap, just using some of the comic book artwork I was talking about. So you can see I've already made the two pieces, and I'm just kind of assembling the two sheets together to kind of form that pyramid shape. And you can see what I mean. It's quite difficult to see where one piece starts or where the other one ends, but I just thought, yeah, I'd put it in here just as a quick reminder. And again, whatever you want to use, and this would work for other franchises as well. So as you know, I'm into all my kind of 80s cartoons, Thundercats and He-Man and the like. So if you've got any other comic books or any other figures you want to display, Batman, whatever it might be, this would work also, of course, for those collectibles. So once you've got a range of pyramids, and you can see I've got a mixture of colour and black and white. I did originally create a complete colour background, but I found it distracted from the figures a little bit too much, hence why I introduced the black and white versions. And it's just a case of, yeah, making pyramids of different sizes. The backing sheet there is just actually a piece of craft foam, which you can pick up from most kind of DIY places. I got mine from Hobbycraft. And then just using regular PVA glue, put a generous amount onto the back of your pyramid, and just then put it back in place. And by kind of, you know, putting your pieces out in the formation you want them, it's just easy then to know where to glue and where not to glue. And this is the finished result. So obviously that foam board, or that craft foam, was measured to fit inside my display case. And so once it had dried overnight, I've just kind of, yeah, pushed that into place. And I've just added a few more black and white kind of pyramids at the front there, just to kind of make those figures look more part of this kind of diorama. So really easy one. I do hope you have a go. Please like and subscribe, and make sure you come back again for more diorama ideas.